Welcome back to episode 4 of Backstage with Oso. Today, our special guest we have in is the legend behind Lunar Electric, CEO, festival director, and all-round great guy, Shaun Dunn. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here. I really appreciate you having me.
Thank you so much for coming on. It's
Awesome, man. Yeah, we've been trying to get a hold of you for a little bit, but you've been non-stop since Lunar, man.
Yeah, it's been crazy. We're just about to announce our next one. By the time this probably comes out, will actually already be on sale, which will be good for our next 2 festivals. So
Fantastic.
It's exciting.
Awesome, man. So have you taken a day off since the day of Lunar Fest?
Yeah, the night of the event, I just went home and hung out with some friends, and it was very, very nice.
Hell yeah,
very
man.
nice.
Then straight back to work Monday. Go time.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Just organising lineups, and I like to sleep in, but
Yeah.
I'm blessed because I can do everything I do from wherever I am.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
You know
on the
what I mean?
mobile.
All on my mobile, all on the phone, talking shit. It's just, it's my job. It's easy. I like it.
Hell yeah, man. So before Lunar, let's rewind the clock on the Shaun Dunn journey. So whereabouts did you grow up, man?
I grew up in Sydney. When I was 8 years old, my father died and we moved to Port Macquarie, which is on the mid-north coast. I'm old as shit, so you probably don't realise that. Like, a lot of people think I'm pretty young, but I'm not actually that young.
Yeah.
I'm actually 44, so I'm not that old, but I'm old in, my family's years, because we're like the Kennedys, we all die with no money, but so anyway.
Man, so you're here to break the pattern.
We're breaking the pattern, man. So
Let's go.
But yeah, I was 8 when we moved to Port Macquarie. Went to school there. Loved Port Macquarie. It's my hometown. Always will be. I'll always go back. They've actually had some pretty horrid flooding at the moment. I don't know if you've seen that on the news, which is pretty messed up. But and then I moved to Byron Bay when I was 19, and then came back from Byron. Then I went to Sydney to study at university, dance and drama.
Oh, damn.
And I did ballet for 3 years, which is a bit ridiculous, but it was all for the girls. So
Yeah, I would not have picked that, but now you say that.
It worked out quite well. I was actually dating a preacher's daughter, so I was a virgin until I met her. But anyway, that's another long story.
I love that, man.
Moved back to Port Macquarie, and then met another girl.
Yep.
And moved to Brisbane. And she fell pregnant with my son. We've got a son who's now 17, turning 18. He was actually at Lunar. You didn't hear that, police officers.
No, he had a good day though.
But yeah, he had a ball, man. He
Yeah.
loves hefts and, all those sort of boys. And had a good chat with Joel, so he was very, very excited.
Oh, that's killer.
And then after that, I started running a nightclub down in a place called Taree. And we were doing stuff with the partner that I was with at that time after the mother of my son left and moved up here, actually.
Yep.
But yeah, I was dating her, and we owned a nightclub. So we were doing
awesome,
stuff
man.
that people were not doing. Like, we had W&W.
Oh, shit.
Their first ever show in Australia.
Really?
Damn.
We had Alice in a Wonderland at a nightclub in this place in the middle between Port Macquarie and Newcastle.
Yep.
Is this small town of Taree. And we were running this nightclub. We had Mark Dynamics. We had every single big act in the world come to our small, tiny town. And we used to get people from Newcastle come up all the time. Sydney,
Go for the trip.
Yeah, just come for the trip, because we were just having the biggest names in the world at our shitty little nightclub. So,
That's incredible, man.
Yeah. So
What sort of capacity size did you sort of start
I think
at?
we had 200 people, 300
Oh,
people.
and you're getting W&W
I
and
had
stuff like that
W&W,
too.
the first show they ever played in Australia.
Holy
so
shit.
that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said before, Alice in a Wonderland got big.
Yep.
Who else did we've had everyone.
Breaking some talents
we
for
used to have Timmy for like $600.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
This would have been back when Timmy was with Staffords? Or...
correct.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
with the Stafford brothers, the boys. So they were the expensive ones at the time.
Yep.
And but yeah, so yeah, I've been doing it a very, very, very long time. So we
awesome, man.
split up after that. She basically got the 2 venues, and I just went back to Port Macquarie, and I was like, I don't really care, you know what I mean? Because she was cheating on me. And then I moved to, where did I go after that? I don't even know where. I stayed in Port for a few years, but then I got really sick. So I had
Yeah.
a kidney transplant because I was touring. I was a touring DJ with. I was never a DJ. Just I don't even think I can mix because I couldn't mix.
No,
it
no,
right.
no. What, were you managing?
No,
or-
no, no. I was MCing actually.
You were
Oh,
So I
MCing?
was
sure.
jumping off the
Hey.
stages and being the
Is
dickhead
it?
and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So that was a bit of fun. But we did that for probably about 3 years of Sonic Boom. We did heaps. Geordie did heaps of remixes for all the big guys.
I remember the
you
name,
know,
man.
so,
Yeah, I remember
So
seeing
we
it.
were having a lot of fun and being out of control.
Yep.
But yeah, then I got really, really sick and my kidneys failed.
So what do you think that's from touring? And
Just the
throughout
lifestyle I was leading, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've never been able to take drugs because I've always had bad kidneys, but
Yep.
I started drinking and stopped my medication, and it was a bit of a silly
Bit of
decision,
spiral
Yeah.
and
Yep.
and just got sicker and sicker and sicker.
Shit, man.
And then the girl that I was dating then, we're in my house, and I just got
Yep.
back from a place called Tamworth, which is
Yeah, up
out,
in
out
Tamworth.
west a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
So it's they're good party towns. Those regional
Golden
towns.
Guitar, mate.
People,
Yeah. That's
people
the big
don't even
one.
understand it seriously. Like they're really, really good spots
Yeah.
because people just want to get loose and have fun because they don't get, you know what I mean, that
Pack
sort
out
of
the
thing.
Imperial Hotel.
Exactly,
Yeah,
how
right.
hippie. So the good old days. But yeah, so we did that, and then got back, and I just started feeling really, really unwell. And then the
Yep.
ambulance came, and it just
Wow.
went downhill, and I was sick for 3 to 5 years. Just stayed off the
Jeez.
grid.
So
Yeah.
were you bedridden almost?
Yeah,
for-
basically, I wouldn't wish it on anyone. So I
Wow.
had to have dialysis, so kidney dialysis,
Yeah.
and it's a horrible thing. And anyone that goes through that, seriously, I wish
Is that kind of like for someone who has no idea?
yeah, okay. So
what you're
basically,
saying?
what happens is your kidneys fail,
Yep.
and so you've either got to get something. Either there's 3 different ways you can do it. You can either have peritoneal dialysis, which is they put a hole in your stomach through your belly button and pull out a cord out this side.
Yep.
It looks like a bullet hole, and then or they put a catheter through your neck into your heart.
Wow.
And filter the blood out that way,
Yep.
which all the poisons and the toxins, or you get a fistula, which is in your arm, which you can't really see mine now because I only had mine for 3 years, but I used to have really, really big bumps, and the needle's probably about that long. Seriously,
Wow, so
like
that stays in
and
there.
out. Yeah, so basically what happens is every 2 to 3 days you have to go to the hospital for 5 hours a day, every day,
Wow.
and just sit on a machine for 6 hours.
Holy.
And it's a very, very lonely and hard journey.
I can
Yeah.
imagine,
And
man.
I wouldn't wish it seriously, like on anyone. And 1 in 3 people actually die of kidney disease, and
Wow.
it's not even advertised. It's just
That is actually
out of
insane.
control.
I had no idea how much
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
actually involved
Yeah.
in that, man. Like
yeah, for sure.
in that period in your life, man. So financially and stuff like that, you wouldn't be making an income. If
Bro,
you
it
were
was
like,
horrible. It was
Yeah.
the hardest thing I'd ever had to do with. I was very, very blessed at the time that I'd actually met my most recent ex, who I was with for 4 years.
Yep.
And she just gave me hope, basically, you know what I mean?
That's
You
awesome.
know what I mean? I think that's why I find it so hard to, you know what I mean, deal with that we're not together anymore. But things happen.
Yeah.
But she was there for me, and her family, you know what I mean? They looked
That's
after me,
incredible, man.
and my mum was always there in the family. But you know,
Yeah.
it's just you need someone that you can tell your closest feelings to, because it's a lonely journey.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
I remember some nights after dialysis, and it just wears you out. So basically, what it does is the machine pulls out all your blood out of your body,
Yep.
puts it through,
Filtrates it?
filters it,
Yeah.
and then puts it all back.
Yeah.
And they do it. It does it 5 times. So imagine how you'd feel after doing that, sitting there for 5 hours. And there was one night no one would come and get me. No one would give me a lift home. It was storming rain,
Man.
and I was walking down the highway by myself in tears.
After this.
After doing dialysis,
Man,
and it's just like, you know what I mean. People don't understand my journey. It's been like,
Yeah.
it's not all fun and games.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely
I've
not.
been through so much shit that people wouldn't even they wouldn't even think.
Yeah.
But I try and remain happy, and you know what I mean. But yeah, how I found out, I got sick. And then the specialist came in the next day and said, all right, you've got 2 options. And I was like, all right, cool. What are the options? And he said, either we do dialysis or you die.
Wow.
And that was
Shit.
it. Like, just,
Yeah.
like, you had, like, I
I
had
just
a
got
few hours.
goosebumps, man. That's
Yeah,
like that
fuck.
That's how quick
switch,
it was.
bro. Yeah.
Seriously. So, anyway, I ended up doing that. Like I said, I was blessed with a really good girl who helped me out. And I ended up I tried all the different types of dialysis, because there's
Yep.
3 or 4 you can get. And yeah, she let me store all the stuff at her house, and
That's incredible,
she was
yeah.
just amazing. But yeah, so 3 years after that, after doing
So
dialysis,
what year was that? Sorry.
that was 2017, I think, or 2018.
Because I feel like that was about the same time we met. Because
Yeah,
we met
yeah.
at school this time. And
Exactly.
I remember
I was still
something-
sick.
Yeah, because
I
I
was
remember you
still
mentioned
sick, bro.
something. Were you doing the dialysis by the side?
in my belly, yeah.
Yeah.
In my
That's
belly,
right, yeah, because I
peritonitis.
remember you mentioned it, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh.
So that was in 2018. So I was on that till 2015 it happened.
Yep.
I got my transplant in 2018, so I was very
Incredible,
blessed.
Yeah.
I actually turned down the first one because I was scared shitless. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to go have an operation stuff. That I'll just live on this.
Oh shit.
But so I went and had the operation in Sydney and was out of commission for 3.5 months.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just you had to be at the hospital every morning at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm very thankful to my very good friends Geordie, who I was actually in Sonic Boom with. He was living in Sydney at the time, and he and my godmother, took turns of taking care of me, and I was just very blessed.
Man.
I'm very blessed with the best people around. But it was a very lonely journey.
I can imagine, man.
So, but after that, then it was time to get back out there and start kicking ass like Seabass.
Game on,
Kicking
man.
goals,
I
yeah.
like that, bro.
So
you've always been involved in the music industry. So what actually led you away from? I want to touch back on this ballerina thing.
Yeah.
Because I was not expecting that.
Yep.
So that's a curveball. So
Yep.
what led you away from that and pushed you more into the nightlife scene and things away from like the traditional sort of?
But when I was actually also on a TV show, so it's weird to
Let's just unpack it.
it's weird
What
to,
haven't you done?
It's weird to explain, but basically I went to a Christian college to study dance and drama.
Yep.
Because I was brought up in the church with my mum and wasn't allowed to do this and that, and that's basically why I've never had drugs. But we went to this Christian college and I was doing dance because I'm not the smartest tool in the shed back then, and even now a lot of people would say. But you make your way, you feel your way out in life. You know what I mean, and you can survive with street smarts. Trust me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I ended up doing dance and drama for a little while, and I think I started hitting on the teacher or the girls or something.
Yep.
And something happened, and basically they didn't kick me out of college, but they were like, "This is going to be."
We recommend you.
Yeah. This is going to be your last year here. I'm like, what? Yeah.
We're just getting started.
Exactly.
Just warming up.
So, but it was funny because at that time I was dating the preacher's daughter, as I said earlier, and they were real strict and real churchy, and I was in love with this girl. You know what I mean? Like, because I was young, I think I was 17, and she was 25.
Oh, wow.
And she was like sang like Mariah Carey from Louisiana, just like smoking. Just this chick was just like holy shit balls. But anyway, so I fell in love with her, and she was engaged at the time.
Yep.
Dirty girl. She was engaged at the time, but she would pay for me to catch a taxi out to where she was working, because she worked with disability people, of a night. So I'd stay with her all the night. Then we go to college the next day and act like nothing happened because it wasn't allowed to be anything because she was engaged.
Damn, man.
And it was just like, she's like, I'm going to break up with him. I love you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Anyway, her family confronted me one night on the last night of college, and a boyfriend was there and a fiance, and I was just this 17-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Didn't know what was going on, and they're like, "You're from the devil," and this, that, and
Oh,
whatever.
wow.
Jesus.
I'm like, man, if anyone's from the devil, it's your daughter.
Yeah.
She used to get chocolate sundaes, and anyway, don't even worry. You know what I mean?
Alright,
yeah.
Let's skip that.
So, but yeah, crazy times. So but
from
that
there
was
into
it.
the nightlife, did you turn 18 and that's where you found the
No,
clubs?
because like I said, I was actually a virgin until I was 21.
Yeah, nice.
And I got some pretty funny stories, but I won't tell them because I don't know if this is a family show or not. But basically, when I turned 18, I wasn't allowed to go out. I wasn't allowed to go clubbing. I wasn't allowed to do anything because, my mum I was brought up in the church I was actually studying to be a preacher.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, which is absolutely crazy. But it's something else. But yeah, I was really, really a good boy and a church boy up until, I met the preacher's daughter, and she turned me to the evil side.
That's pretty funny, man.
Yeah, so
that's
was
crazy.
it.
So from there to Sonic Boom, man, how does that happen? What's that
so
progression?
basically what happened was, then we went back and, I used to love, like, even though I was older, my mentality was still of a younger person because I never got to do those things.
Yeah, because
you know what I mean? I was never allowed to go out clubbing. I was never allowed to, do certain stuff. Like I said, I was a virgin till I was 21.
Yep.
So all this stuff that people had experienced at 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, I was like 22, 23,
Yeah.
and I'd only just, you know,
It's all
been
new to
like,
you,
what
yeah.
the hell's going on? What is this world? You know what I mean? And I've always been a night owl, so I'd always been awake. You know, that's one of my bad habits that I'm trying to change. But anyway,
Nice.
But yeah, apart from that. And I used to look up to Bombs Away. They used to be my favourite act. And it's just crazy because when I was booking, like I said, the nightclub, and we were booking for all these other venues, you know, we used to get Bombs on the regular. That's when, the big booty bitches was
When
out.
they were in the high touring rotation.
And they were just, they were killing
Boys
me.
were slaying, man.
Yeah, they were slaying. You know what I mean? And, you know, they've been so good to me. You know what I mean? Sketch and Tom, like, they're amazing. But apart from that, so now we've become friends. But I used to look up to them and Chronic, you know what I mean, and all those dudes.
Chronic's actually coming through the studio this afternoon.
Yes,
too,
he's a legend. So, but yeah, I used to look up to all those dudes. And my mate was Geordie, as I said. He was learning production and stuff like that. And I was like, we can do this shit. Listen to these idiots jumping around the stage. I said, you know how crazy I am? He's like, all right, well, let's just form a group. Anyway, so he and another guy formed a group, and I just started managing them with my ex-partner who we ran the nightclubs, just to try and get them gigs and stuff like that.
For sure.
And this is for all you people like DJ and all you people out there that are listening that didn't ever let me have a chance of coming to your club. Now I'm running shit. No, I love all those guys. You know what I mean? But, you know, being a young DJ and just trying to get out, you know, get your shit out there and
get your foot in the door.
Get your foot in the door, and you just don't know how to do it, and you're this and you're that, and you're like new and going, oh, we're really good. Like, and I used to do stupid shit because I would never. I don't do anything by the book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I go straight to the top. So I'd be like, who's the head of Groove in the Mood? I'm talking to him. You know what I mean? So that's basically what I do. I'd email him and say, I want to come and play at your festival. And he's like, no offense, who are you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you know who I am now, don't you, Groove in the Mood? No, you know who I am now.
He's come back with a vengeance.
Yeah, he's come back.
But yeah, so anyway, me and Geordie started doing that. They ended up getting offered a gig at a venue at the Impy, actually, in Tamworth.
Oh, no way.
At the Country Music Festival.
Ooh,
and so there was a lot of people in Tamworth for the time.
So for anyone who doesn't know what that is, that's probably the biggest country music festival in Australia.
It is.
It is the biggest.
It's compared to the biggest in the world apart from in Nashville.
Oh, wow.
Seriously, it's out of control.
Yeah, that's actually insane. So there's a massive influx of people all around Australia, all coming to this tiny town.
Yep.
And it's just one big raver.
Yeah, big party.
Big raver.
So we'd play basically after them, and the first night we ended up playing, neither of the guys could talk on the mic. They got too scared. They were like, I was like, hype them up, do something.
Yeah, get it
and
up
then just playing music and putting their hands up. I'm like, give it fucking
Go
here. You know
on,
what I mean?
baby.
I just took it and took over the mic, and that was it, you know what I mean?
That solidified the position.
Yeah, I was like, just... You do the DJing and the producing, and I'll get people up and pumped.
Yeah.
And so that's what we did, and that was good fun for a few years. And
Hell yeah, man.
But the worst thing was, like I said, because I started so late, I was like, I think 33, 34 when I was doing this.
Yeah,
and people were retiring at that age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I hadn't experienced it, and I just loved it. I don't really think age is a barrier. You just do what you love when you want to do it, and go hard. So,
I love that, man. I love the go hard mentality too. Like even when you walked in here today, you were doing a million things. You're on your phone. You're organising the next events. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
What inspired that passion to start going into the event space more so and leaning away from, I guess, like the sickness and stuff like that? Is obviously pushed you away from touring.
Sure. Yeah, that was one of the main things. And I even just sitting, in the hospital bed for 5 hours with a big needle up your arm. You're sitting there just thinking, what am I going to do? Do I even want to live? How am I going to be here? What sort of life am I supposed to live? How am I going to make money? You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, there was a lot of support from the hospital, and the nurses are lovely. But unless you're going through it, you don't understand. Like, none of my mates understood. You know what I mean?
Right. You can have all the support in the world, but if you got that internal battle that you're battling with, and no one can deal with that except yourself.
Exactly.
So that's where you...
So I was blessed in regards to that at that time I had a pretty strong mind frame, and I was like, I'm not dying yet. You know what I mean? Like I had a 15-year-old son at the time, or 14, and I was like, nah, I'm not going just yet. I just do whatever's got to be done. But yeah, so then it was like, all right, well, what am I going to do now? And so basically how Lunar came about was I was doing all these different events and different stuff around Port Macquarie.
Yep.
We were running the biggest venue, was the Port Macquarie Hotel at the time.
Yep.
And
So overall, or just running nights?
No, just running nights.
Nights, cool. Because this is interesting for like the people who are trying to break into the space.
Exactly.
Starting the night.
For sure. So basically, what I did, and this is what I'm telling the younger guys now, is just find a venue that's willing to give you a chance. And do some good stuff there. And then they just come to you. You don't even have to go to them. You know what I mean? So we started bringing and spending our own money. You know what I mean? Bringing acts like like the Bombs Boys, the you know what I mean? And then we ended up bringing Joel and Timmy and all these other people, and we would do once a month, every month, and just absolutely brain it. And then they just asked us to do all their entertainment, and then another 4 venues asked us to do their entertainment, and it just took off from there. You know what I mean?
So you were able to take the Lunar brand into 4 different clubs.
Yeah, it was basically called Intensive Events.
Okay,
that's how we started it, and I'd always because as I said, I'd been in, doing the, the Sonic Boom thing, and obviously always booking these guys and forming relationships. And I think that's so important more than anything here, you know what I mean, in the DJ music industry, is forming relationships. You can be like a little bit dumb, but if people like you, me, you know what I mean, not because I'm, you know what I mean, I'm not any special to anyone else, but because you try and be kind and try and be nice to people, and then they're more than happy to help you. But if you're a dick and you've got an attitude, and you know what I mean, you're arrogant, and I know for a fact I've put probably a stop to probably 3 or 4 careers, and I don't mean to do that. You know what I mean, but you don't. You use just common sense, you know what I mean? That's
at the same time, I wouldn't really say it's you putting a stop to their career.
No.
If it's so much, it's their ego putting a stop to their
100%,
career.
and that's exactly what it is. That's a better terminology, to be honest with you. In regards to, their ego was, doing things that they shouldn't have been doing, basically. So, which is a bit sad. But anyway, so we started doing different events and different venues. And we were successful. Like, it was really, really good. I was making some seriously good coin.
So when you're talking like money-wise and income, would you be saying like approaching a venue and saying, hey, we'll take the door, we're going to book the act, you guys take the bar? Is it that kind of deal?
Correct. Yep. So basically I'd go into different venues, and like I said, it's all about relationships too. You know what I mean? If you're going to go into somewhere and say, we want $400 or $500, like for the first month, I'd do events for nothing. You know what I mean? Just to prove to them, you know what I mean? Look, I'm going to make you guys money. If you want me to stay here, then this is what we're going to do. But I didn't even charge them. We just charge on the door, you know what I mean? And there was no risk to them, so they wouldn't lose out. That's what I'm actually going back to doing now. Back on the mid-north coast and stuff like that. Now dancing's allowed.
Yoo-hoo! There we go.
So that's really, really, starts on Monday in New South Wales, which is really cool. But I do live up here now. But anyway, we were doing that. And my business partner at the time, who was a lovely lady, she was funding all the things because she saw how much, she could get back. Basically, the return. And she was like, here's the money. You do whatever you want. So we were doing that, and we ended up doing, I think we were doing like 8 different venues, from all over, like
Central
Coast, North Coast, you know what I mean, inland, Walker, Tamworth, Gunnedah, Inverell, all these really, really cool places, because people are very thankful that you go out, you know what I mean? And they're not, real, like, we take it for granted how special and how good things you do have, whether it's be the Gold Coast or all these. There's people out there that, you know what I mean, like not just Port Macquarie, that are going through stuff, and they go for a night out, and they've got like a 2-piece band, and that's what they've got to deal with. Are you serious? And that's awesome that they have that, but they don't have any variety. So it's like when you go out there and take, it's time, they're happy to, you know what I mean? Here's $10 or $15 for your entry. You know what I mean? Exactly. And appreciate you. And not only that, you're building your own brand. You know what I mean? Like whenever, say Intensive, say we're coming back there, I know for a fact I'm going to make, a couple of $1,000. You know what I mean? So
they're going to go, oh, wait, that's
they're
the
brand. Guys that do the Lunar. So how we started Lunar anyway was we were doing quite a few of those, and then my business partner at the time, Lisa, was like, me and Simon, who's my business partner now, want to do a festival. Do you want to be involved with us? And I was like, well, I've got no money. So they had the money, basically. And they were like, well, you organise the lineup. And they started it to be a reggae festival.
Oh, really?
And they're like, let's do a reggae festival in Port Macquarie. And I'm like, and I was like, what are you talking
Is there
about?
a demographic for that?
No.
In Port
Yeah.
Macquarie? Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I was like,
These people are high ass, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what are you talking about? I said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do an EDM festival. I'm going to sell it out for you. I'll book your artists, and we'll go thirds. And they're like, done.
Damn,
no worries.
Yep.
So they put 10 grand down. I had 10 minutes. I organised, rang all the agencies, had the full lineup.
Yep.
Timmy Trumpet headlining,
Oof.
Tyrone Happy, Will Sparks, you know, and there was quite a few other really big acts, you know, in the EDM scene at that time in Australia.
Yep.
And we threw a festival.
Yeah.
What year was this one?
That was 2018.
2018,
Jeez.
man. To see it from that scale to
Yeah.
what we just witnessed a couple of weeks ago was quite incredible, brother.
Yeah, it's
100%.
crazy.
Yeah.
We're very, very blessed. But like I said, I've got a really good business partner.
Yeah.
He's pretty switched on, and we're very different.
Yep.
But we're also alike, you know what I mean? We have the same vision.
Yep.
But he relates to, you know, the councilmen and the lawyers and the police and, you
Yep.
know, all those sort of dudes.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm just out the front with the festival, like, you know, the artists and telling,
Let's
you know,
go,
people
yeah.
like Luke Irwin, you're not coming in because you're an arrogant, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
You
he's
can be
all right.
arrogant.
If you're listening, Luke, God bless you.
Yeah. No, that's
Jesus.
epic, man. I
So-
really love that. I love like hearing that progression and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
on the note of you booking the artist, this is something I'm really interested in is how do you select the artist for a lineup? Like if I'm an aspiring DJ
Yep.
right now and
Yep.
I'm like, man, all I want to do is play Lunar Electric, I want to play a
Yep.
festival.
Yep.
What do you look for in an artist that makes them stand out from, say, your average club DJ
Yep.
or something like that? What is the thing that you're looking for?
I think for me personally, as I've said, because I've been in it a long time and I've seen
Yep.
people come and go, and like I've nearly come and go quite a few times, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, not all the things that I've done have been successful.
Yep.
Like the last festival, you know, I can't tell you exactly how much, but we lost a lot of money. We were
Yeah.
nearly not coming back because of the bushfires, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then COVID
COVID
jumped
on the
in,
back of that,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? And we lost a whole lot of money, and my business partner risked basically everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Wow.
don't get me wrong, I haven't always been successful. So it's just a matter of, you know, going through the journeys and peaks. But if it was the DJ, it's a matter of, you know, being polite and kind, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like having a good relationship. Like I see all these young guys, like let's just say, for example, the guys that I used to work with for Intensive, they used to work for me, and that's how I started Lunar. I had
Yeah.
all those guys come and play my festival
A local
because
lineup.
Yeah.
because they were loyal to me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And for me personally, loyalty is everything.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's a lot to do with relationships. It's not even how good a DJ you are, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've got a good attitude and you've got a good relationship, you know what I mean? Like not sucking up people's ass or
No.
anything
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, but having a go, people see.
Yeah.
You know what I
Sorry,
mean?
brother.
That's
It
all
just-
right.
It just might come through the mic. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's a person that I don't want to talk to. I'm turning my phone off, crowd.
Sorry, brother. It's just my base the desk.
That's all right. So basically, yeah, I think it's also got a lot to do with who's going to sell that.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
fact of the matter is, it's still a business,
Exactly.
and you still got to, you know, sell your tickets to make your money.
Who's gonna draw crowds?
And who's going to draw crowds? What's this person doing? What's that person doing?
Yep.
Who are these guys booking? Who are they not booking? But I'm really, really proud of us
Yeah.
in Lunar because, you know, with the Stereosonics and, you know, all the other EDM festivals as such,
Yeah.
they sort of died out. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
It's not that they died out. It's that I think everything has a time and a place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in the Bible, you know, and you know, certain things run their courses.
Yeah.
And I think at that stage, you know, those things had run their course, and EDM was sort of sitting around, and then, you know, all that trap and
Yeah,
you know all the
dubstep,
dubstep
yeah.
and all
Into
that was you know starting to pop and all that sort of thing, and I was just like, I don't like this so much. I want
Yeah.
to do EDM. I want to
Yeah.
bring it back.
You stuck
Yeah.
to
And
guns, yeah.
so I just stuck to my guns and you know and put the best lineup I could together of the time
Yeah.
of the EDM acts, and you know what I mean. Not that I did anything because they were always there and people have always done it, but things run a cycle.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's like
Correct.
if it's there, it's going to come back. If it's not, you know what I mean. And same as the music that's happening now, like the drill music and you know all the hip hop guys and all that sort of
It's
stuff.
huge right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like 3 years ago, people would say, "What is this?" Absolute, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it all comes around in cycles, and if you've been around long enough,
Yeah.
you get to start seeing
You
the
reckon you
little
can pick the
things,
patterns a little
and
bit
you can
more?
pick the patterns. And
Yeah.
I think I don't have many talents,
Yep.
but I can spot talent.
Yeah.
That's one
That's
of the
cool.
things I can do. You know what I mean? Like I'm not very good at many things, but like I picked the kid Leroy probably 5 or 6 years ago before he even where he is now.
Yeah.
Tyrone Happy. I
Yep.
thought was going to be an absolute god, you know what I mean?
Incredible
And
artist,
he
yeah.
has to like where he is now. But and there's quite a few other people that I've thought you've definitely got something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just about staying in contact and building a relationship. I'm very lucky too that I've had ups and downs with all the agencies,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and been dealing with them so long.
Yeah.
So I think that also helps.
Yeah.
Getting their feedback because there's particular types of music I'm not familiar with. Like I don't know what house, who's a big house DJ. Like
Yeah.
I'm not into that anymore. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I hit up my younger guys, and I've got actually a really good group of people that are into that,
Like ear on the ground, ready.
exactly.
Yeah, they
You know what I
the
mean?
thing.
And I go, all right, well, what about this person and this person? No, that won't work. What about this and this? You know what I mean? So I confer with probably about 6 or 7 different people that I really trust.
Yeah.
To get the lineups, where I think they're good enough to
Sell.
sell.
Yeah.
And so that's where it all comes into play. But I love giving people a chance. That the whole reason I
that,
got
man.
into this industry in regards to starting intensive events and then expanding onto Lunar with my business partner was to give the local guys that no one else would give a chance to go and play a festival.
Bit of a
Yeah.
spotlight, man.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
awesome.
And so, like I said, when I was doing it, Sonic Boom, I'm ringing all these people, go, hey man, and they're like, who
The
are
young
you?
hustle,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, just stay. If it was a young DJ, I'd just say stay hungry.
Yeah.
Be approachable and personable.
Humble,
Do your
hungry.
works, humble and hungry. And people are watching.
Yeah.
Like there's a young dude that I'm watching at the moment that I've actually sent to some of the agencies already, and I'm like, this kid's got something, you know what I mean?
That's
And
pretty cool,
there's
man.
a few people that, you know what I mean, I'm keeping an eye on at the moment.
Yeah.
And I just like giving people a chance. If I could have 4 stages,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, I would do that, honestly, you know what I mean? Just to get all the local kids and all the local guys. I'd love all of them, but my business partner doesn't think like that. He's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
no, brother.
What's going to sell?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why do we need these, people now? But it's all a journey, you know what I mean?
I love that, man. I'm going to touch on that point you made of, you've recognized talent and then you've maybe pitched this artist to an agency or something, and that really comes back to something that we're always talking about here, like with 1-7 in our direction, is you don't know who the fuck you're talking to.
Yeah.
So when you are, make sure that you are presenting your best self forward.
100%.
Yeah.
Because, they might not know you from
Exactly.
a bar of soap,
Yep.
but then all of a sudden, because of your connection, then they've got this connection, this
Yeah.
connection. And
So true.
so
Yeah.
So true.
just be genuine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
kind. And that's why I'm saying it doesn't hurt to be nice to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's pretty funny you say that actually, because there's a young kid called Luke Mumby.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love Luke, man. Yeah, good guy.
Good kid. And they didn't know I was at, their venue that night, that I was just, checking him out and saying hello to my mates Aaron and Lil, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this kid's fucking, he's got, excuse the language, sorry, he's he's
No,
got
that's fine,
talent
man.
and stuff like that. So I'm like, let's put him on Lunar. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't know who's watching you.
Yeah,
You know what I
dude.
mean? So it's just a matter of, don't be rude to anyone. Try and be nice to everyone.
Exactly.
And you know what I mean? Like, I've been turned away from clubs. It's some funny stuff. Like, now, because I've just moved up here, I've had run-in with different clubs and stuff like that. And I hate to pull the, do you know who I am? Because I'm no one. You know what I mean? Really, I'm not. I run a music festival, and I only can run a music festival because of all the people out there that have helped me, get to where I am.
Exactly,
But, like, there's no need to be rude to anybody, because once they find out, oh, that's the guy that owns Lunar. We want some of our DJs on his, on the roster, or we want to hold an after party. They're like, hey man, come straight in.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
it's a different change,
Yeah.
man.
It's just like, why couldn't you
Just be
like
nice
that
from the
to
start.
me before?
Yeah.
You know what
I
I
think
mean?
there's this cultural difference in like I think I noticed it more on the Gold Coast just because we live here. Like we see it every weekend. Like it can be down to like a glassy with an ego. Like with my mate on the weekend, chucked a piece of ice at one of the other boys, and the guy's going, "Oh, don't make a mess," Or the bottle host comes in, arrogant, acting like a manager, shoving past people. It's just like. Treat everyone with genuine intentions. Like, you don't know who you're talking to, because it's funny. Like, I've even seen people change their tune when being with you in a venue, and they realise, and they're like, and it's just like, it's just like, well, you know, like you shouldn't be.
You got nothing to lose
Yeah.
from being nice, but everything to gain
Exactly.
from being a dick.
Very
like,
true, bro.
Everything
Yeah.
to lose from being a dick.
I've even seen that too. You know what I mean? But see, I still remember those people.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
they were when they were first with me.
Yeah.
I don't go,
Yeah.
oh, you know that, you know what I mean, I do a little festival now, so you
Yeah.
want to be my mate all of a sudden, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it comes full circle, man.
First
Yeah.
impressions
and,
last
and
too, man.
seriously, yeah, you've just, like I said, just always be kind and try and be your best and work hard, and you
Love
know
that.
what's meant to be will be, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? If you're
Yeah.
meant to be somewhere, you know, on this earth, and I don't know how much longer I've got, because this kidney is only like, it's like a temporary thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I could be back on dialysis next week, God forbid, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and be
So-
back in hospital or something like that, and you know all this goes to shit.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just making the most.
You're
of
just working
every
every day,
minute.
like it's the last, man.
Exactly.
Like,
It's
let's
just,
go.
I'm just trying to leave some sort of legacy. You know what I mean, for my son, and you know what I mean. People
Love
that,
that.
you know, if I ever do pass, and they go, you know, he was a good dude.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that.
You know
man.
what I mean? He was
100%.
alright.
So, man, I love your whole, like, just the energy and the aura that
Yeah.
you bring around that, and like you're bringing attention to so many important points. And I think a lot of our audience is that, you know, that next generation coming up
Yeah.
and stuff. So
Yeah.
there's some absolute value in that. So
Yeah, cool.
going on to the event side of things,
Yep.
were there any issues on the day or lead up to the event, and if so, how'd you resolve them?
The festival.
Yeah, the festival itself. So the most recent one that
Okay.
ran.
Yep.
On the Gold Coast.
Gold
yeah.
Coast, yeah,
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, man. Because
Yeah.
I feel like your role is almost a firefighter. You're almost just putting out fires.
Yeah.
Across the board,
It's
so.
it's definitely a different. From bringing it to life, like on a bit of paper,
Yep.
you know what I mean, to the lineup, to actually dealing with the artists, the agencies, the egos, the
egos,
this, the that. I
The
need
divas.
to be
The
here.
divas.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean, and I need to be playing here, and
We're out of vodka here.
I think, but I think it's just a matter of, like I said, you come back down to relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I've had that relationship, it's a little bit harder, I think, with the new acts that I'm bringing, like the hip hop guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like the HP boys and Hefs, you know, and all those sort of dudes, because I don't have that relationship, and I'm
Yeah.
not even in that scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know nothing about hip hop. Like, I was saying, you know, some stuff that I probably shouldn't have said to these guys. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
some of these dudes are hardcore dudes.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And I was just like, hello, Mr. Sir, how are you? Can you stop looking like, you know, like just
Yeah.
playing my
Yeah.
innocent self. But some of these dudes are like,
Who
who
the?
the? You know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Somebody get him out of here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So he's going to get bashed. So, but I was very, very lucky. Like I said, I'm pretty easygoing and I try and be able to cater for everyone.
Yep.
And that can also be a downfall.
Yeah.
Because people sometimes walk over me, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Take
Where I've-
advantage of the kindness
Exactly.
as well.
So
Yeah.
I've got to, in myself and learning from different things and things like you're talking about the last Lunar, I need to be a little bit more sturdy in myself and go, bro, this is your festival.
Yeah.
You know what
Stand
I mean?
your ground a
You
little
need to
bit.
stand your ground and say, guys, you're not coming back here.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Because everyone, you know, as at a festival, everyone's excited. Everyone's amped. You know,
Yeah.
some of the guys were performing for the first time.
Yeah.
They've got their mates. Then their mates have got their mates.
Yeah.
And we ended up having like 500 backstage, bro.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember, man.
Yeah.
It started off with like 30, 40
Yeah,
people, then all of
exactly.
a sudden there was
There's
hundreds.
about
Yeah.
40 Sydney lads
Yeah.
ordering about 25 vodka Red Bulls
Exactly.
each.
Exactly. And so the rider that we had for, you know, the artists that arrived later, the Timmys and the Havana Browns and the Wills,
Yeah.
there was nothing left for them. You know what I mean? We had to
Oh,
go, we had
so
to go
that's where the
shopping
car
again.
went zipping. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I
we
know.
had to go shopping again and spend another like 5 or 6 grand just on alcohol.
Yeah,
So
wow.
there's so many different things that are running on the day. But I think it's all about having a good team. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And there's things I learned. We need more security out the back.
Yep.
You know, and just forming that relationship. I'm very, very lucky that Hef's team really, really liked me, and now we're friends. We message each other every
That's it.
day.
Yeah,
so
nice.
you know what I mean. And yeah, we got a few more festivals coming up.
Yep.
So
Sick.
that's really, really
Incredible.
cool. But yeah, getting back to the fires and stuff like that, it's very stressful.
Yeah,
People
man.
don't understand, you know what I mean? Because you're not just dealing with people in a say you're a DJ in a club, or you know, aspiring DJ to be in a club.
Yep.
When you're dealing with people, even just in a pub scene, you're dealing with one or two people going, play this song, play this song, play this song.
Yeah.
Times that by probably 1,000,
Yeah.
and then another 500 hanger-oners
Yeah.
who you don't know.
Yeah.
So you're not just dealing with the person requesting the song, you're dealing with the person requesting the song, 300 of their mates, and then their managers and artists going, no, this needs to be here, this needs to be here, why isn't this here, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Plus, we had to deal with all the COVID restrictions, you know what I mean, and have all the separation. Like I said, I'm just very, very thankful to, you know, the guys from the agency, like Trent from, you know, Ministry and Soapbox, who stood on stage for me and said, you know, guys, you got to move back. And then,
awesome.
you know, Spags and Lucky and those other guys were like, man, we can't have this many people out here. And, you know, so like I said, it all comes back to relationship. If I didn't have that relationship with them, they could have just done whatever they wanted.
Off after
you know what I mean?
played.
And not given a shit. But the thing was, I've stuffed up so many times. People want to see me succeed occasionally. And, you know what I mean? It's just a matter of, you know,
100%.
doing your best what you can do. So, but yeah, apart from that, man, it was a really, really good day. I'm very, very thankful. It was good. My favourite part was at 9:30. When I knew there was half an hour left. No one had passed away, thank God. That will never happen. But you know what I mean? And there wasn't very, very many incidents at all. I think we did really, really good. And Simon was most of the logistics with this in regards to, we got 40 buses.
Wow.
Yeah.
We hired 40 buses, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for hiring 40 buses, there were people waiting 5 minutes on the bus straight into town. On the bus straight into town.
That's unheard of,
Influx, like,
100%.
Very well done.
But not only that, it's not just about the town, it's about the people that are sitting there waiting. That's where you get the violence.
Yeah.
That's when the fights start,
And there's so many things that people don't think are just a festival. Like, you've got to mark the road, you've got to do this, and there's only 2 of us running a festival.
It's
Yeah,
pretty,
it's
you know
pretty
what I mean?
full on.
Crazy,
It's a
man.
lot of
Like,
work.
it's me and my business partner started, you know, doing all this,
Yeah.
and then we, thank God, got some really, really good teams around us, like Darren and, you know, Kevin, all those sort of guys that helped us out with everything. But seriously, at the start of it, was just me and Simon just going in his house. What are we going to do? Are we going to go broke, or are we just going to go for it?
Yeah.
I love that.
You know what I mean? Seriously,
All
that's
in,
what
yeah.
it was.
I feel like we share the same same mentality
Go
there. It's
hard.
like, all right, what can we do?
Exactly.
Let's just do it.
Yeah,
like, let's not
exactly.
talk about it. Let's not ask.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And then we'll apologize later. for
100%,
fucking
bro.
up.
And so that's basically what we did. Like, we had people for a year and a half asking us for refunds.
Yeah,
From the
man.
last festivals, because we had no money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We still had to pay all the artists.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, the agencies were understanding and good to us, but the fact of the matter is, if you sign a contract, you've still got to follow through with it. So
exactly.
the fact of the matter was, we still had to pay all those artists
whole
that
lineup.
didn't even turn up on the day, all their money plus all the refunds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if this didn't happen, this
Yeah.
one 3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have heard of Lunar Electric again, I don't think, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. It would have been the Fry Festival, but
Yeah,
with not as many pretty people.
Yeah.
So what were the biggest couple of takeaways that you'll take from Lunar and implement into the up-and-coming events that are going to get announced tomorrow?
Okay. For me, I think it will be definitely more security out the back.
Yeah.
Yep.
It would definitely be, giving the right accreditation to the right people at the time and having enough staff in that area, that know what they're doing to go, you know what I mean? Yes, you guys are back here. Yes, you're there.
Yeah.
The problem was there was such an influx
Yeah.
of all the artists at the same time.
Yeah.
And we only had 2 people where we should have had probably 20 or
Accredited,
15 people,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Accreditation, they're just handing out, here's this, here's that,
Yeah.
here's this, AAA, do. And we ran out of different stuff, so they're just giving them any, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
different things. Because it was a learning experience for us, because our biggest festival was, I think, was 3,500. This
Yeah.
one we went for 8.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
crazy.
Yeah.
And tomorrow we announced we're going for 12.
Yeah, that's
Man,
that's
man.
So
insane.
it's
Yeah.
just-
Triple to quadruple, man. That's fucking
it's
feats.
just a matter of, but we also still want to, and this is what I've said to Simon and the guys that I work with, I want to keep it at 12,000.
Yeah.
I don't want to personally go over 12,000.
Yep.
I think when you get to 12,000, not only that, everyone's making a little bit of money.
Yeah.
Plus, you're still keeping it a bit boutique-y.
Yeah.
It's not like a 20, 25, 30, 50,000 festival, you know what I mean, where shit just gets out of control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not, a few days things. It's one day, you come in from 10 till 12, let's have a good day, let's have a good arbor, get back in town after parties, and that's it. You know what I mean? We're done. So that's my personal plan, what I want for Luna. We
Awesome,
are
man.
expanding into 4 different states.
Yeah,
Incredible,
I can
awesome.
man.
tell you that. which is really cool. We'll be announcing, which would have come out anyway, so I can tell you. But
Yeah, this will be out tomorrow morning, so Thursday, yeah.
So we announce Newcastle September the 11th.
Yeah.
And then we'll be doing Gold Coast September the 18th again at Doug Jennings. And you'll be playing
Epic
on it,
location.
so well done.
Yeah.
Bro.
Thank you, sir.
And so it's going to be a really, really good day. And like I said, we've got a really, really good team, and we're just very, very blessed. And in 2022, from March the 12th up until April the 2nd, we're going to 4 different states. We're just going for it.
It's going to be a crazy run.
Adelaide, Sydney, Gold Coast, and Perth or Tasmania. We haven't decided.
I love that you keep it on the Gold Coast and not Brizzy. I love the
Yeah,
Gold Coast.
Gold
Like
Coast.
that location you had was
ideal.
incredible.
Yeah.
And the weather that held out the day of,
How's that, man?
Rain like either side.
Either side. It hasn't stopped raining. It's been flooding.
It's
Dude,
just
literally, man.
Yeah, so I got a little bit of power with the man upstairs. I'm
Yeah.
like, come on, man. How many times do I got to fail?
Yeah.
Give me one win.
Yeah.
Just give me one.
Let the roller wheel spinning around like.
Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that, brother.
That's it.
It's an exciting future, man, and a lot of work ahead.
Yeah, for sure. But like I said, I'm just blessed with, really good people around me at the moment. I'm thankful for, all the things that have happened in my life because it brings you to where you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just never give up, is my advice. And if it's something you really, really want to do, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, legit.
You can't take it with you.
Yeah.
The only thing you can take memories, and this is what I keep telling all my friends. All my friends are like getting married and having kids and all that sort of stuff. And that's awesome. If that's what you want to do, go and do it and be happy.
Yep.
But for me, that's not what I want to do at this point in time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm still Peter Pan.
Yeah.
I'm not going to grow up. I want to throw festivals. I want to go overseas and travel and meet beautiful women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And leave a legacy for my son and, just be kind.
I love that, brother.
And so it's just a matter of, just taking each day as it comes and being blessed enough with good friends and family around you, support team, and just be kind.
I love your gratitude, man.
Yeah.
You're showing it. You just really good vibes. Really,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
You just be thankful.
Awesome.
Because I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been on death's door, brother.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, you can't take it with you.
Yeah,
Let
no,
me tell you.
you've seen the worst, so
You know
now,
what I mean?
yeah,
So-
wishing all the best for the rest, man.
Yeah.
Thank you
It's
so
gonna
much.
be epic, man.
Very
Do you-
exciting.
Do you have anything else you want to add in? on
Well,
that?
no, the only other thing I was going to ask was where you see Lunar in 5 years, but I think you've pretty much covered that. I mean, just expanding, but keeping it still boutique? Or?
Yeah. The plan is to basically, continue to be successful, obviously.
Yeah.
We're very blessed in the time that we had. We sort of risked it when no one else did in the COVID times.
Yeah.
There was a festival cancelled 3 weeks before ours.
Yeah.
There's a festival cancelled next week.
Yeah.
There's a festival before. You know what I mean? And like you said, the rain and this and that. But we had such a good team, and we didn't make so much money, so don't think I'm rich or anything like that.
Yeah.
We basically paid a lot of people to make sure that this festival happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we put our money where our mouth is, and we, proved to ourselves that we can do it.
Yeah.
And that's where it is. Most entrepreneurs are, people that are successful in life. They take risks. They go broke. They, go through shit times. They go through hard times. But then one day, something just pops.
Bang.
You know what I mean? And it's just a matter of, just doing that. And I just keep doing my best to try and, help people, be kind. And you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, I can be a dick too.
Yeah.
Me, I can be a dick.
If you text at the wrong time.
Don't think that, you know what I mean? But
No.
it's just about, trying to leave an imprint on this world that's, better than what you came. And, I've got so much to improve and so much to learn. You know what I mean? But I'm trying. And that's all you can do is just, continue to try day by day is to be better for you, your family, and your friends in the world.
Yeah, 100%.
Hell yeah, man.
Positive vibes. I love it.
I love that,
that's
dude.
it.
I reckon that's an awesome note to end on, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Shawnee, for coming in.
Pleasure, guys.
Really appreciate it, brother.
Pleasure.
Lunar Electric, check him out on the socials.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll link some stuff in on the SoundCloud and on the Spotify and in the YouTube channel when we upload it. So you go check it out, give it a follow, give it a
100%.
like.
Thank you, guys.
Keep an eye out. Awesome.
Well,
It's sick.
Thank you.
See you at the next Lunar.
You. See ya.